And what piqued you to say, you know what? First thing is, why franchising? That was the first thing. What made you say, you know what? I want to do a franchise? Because I know what I wanted, but I want to hear from you. What maybe made you feel that way?
So I left. Well, I don't want to say I left because I didn't leave. I went and I found my own shop while I was working at Infinity, and rented out a warehouse, put in lifts, bought tire machines, did all this stuff. So I'd go to Infinity from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. And then I'd go home, I'd eat dinner, and then I'd go right to my shop and I'd work nights from, 6 until whenever. It didn't matter to me. Just pushing and trying to make it. I did that for probably a year and a half. I dropped a shit ton of money, and I lost a lot of money. Probably in excess of 250,000 I lost doing that, just in the fact that when I say lost, time, equipment, rent, all that type of stuff. And that's when I figured out I really didn't know shit about marketing. I don't know anything about bringing people in the door. I don't know anything about putting myself on Google, running ads, all that type of stuff. So when I started looking for franchising, that was the reason why. I said, well, if I don't know this stuff and I'm not going back to school because school didn't work out for me to begin with, how can I find the people to do what I don't know how? And some of the guys that I've been listening to already on podcasts, that, one of the things that always resonated with me was, if you don't want to learn something, but you need something, then pay somebody else to do it. And so that's where I started looking at different models and different franchises, and Tint World came up, just kept coming up. And it kept leading me back to that 2008 feeling of, oh, this is what you were supposed to go do. You were supposed to, you were trying to get in this field of styling and performance. And, all right, you put in this time and effort, let's see about this, guys. And then when I did the research, found out Tint World answers pretty much all the problems that I had. They take care of all the stuff on the back end for me as far as marketing and bringing people in the door. I can handle everybody once they come in the door. It was getting them in the door.
Right.
And that's a lot of what Tint World provided. And then systems in place, systems and vendors, trying to go out by myself and put together all these packages and just to get accounts open and figure out what percentages am I going to be making, how to mark stuff up, just the whole process of that back end that most people don't ever think about. It's just like, oh, I'll open an LLC and I'll be in business and I'll go to town tomorrow. And it doesn't work like that, and that was a real eye opener. And a big reason for me to go with a franchise at that point was, okay, these guys have you short circuited a lot. You gave me a lot of shortcuts.